In a previous video, I made some mortar racks using the Excalibur tubes, leaving the base on. And the one thing I liked about it was it was pretty simple to do and didn't have to do a lot of work with the tubes. And I found just overall they're very heavy and they're big. So I decided to try to create a rack and cut the bases off the tubes and fit it in like a normal rack. And I avoided doing this originally because I just don't have the right tools to do it. So you can see I just took a jigsaw that I have actually an attachment for a drill, a small jigsaw for a drill, and cut them off. And I wasn't sure how great it was going to be because I wasn't able to get really good cuts and I was making mistakes and I just wasn't having a really good time with it. But some of them turned out pretty good. So if you take your time and then you actually had a sander, you could actually make them look pretty good. But what I found, even with as bad as I was at tearing the bases off, you know, it didn't need to have to be perfect. These tubes come from the factory; they're not exactly perfectly straight, anyways. So they fit in there pretty good, even with some edges sticking out and some uneven rounded bottoms. So that was fine. And actually taking the sleeve off was incredibly easy. When the sleeve's on, you just grab by the sleeve and pound it on the ground, and it just slides right off. So that wasn't an issue. And this is another rack that I just did for some tubes that I got out of a spud gun, which is just cheap fiberglass tubes, had a wood bottom. I just knocked them off with a hammer, which is real easy. You can see the plugs are actually a dirt plug that's held in there somehow with some epoxy. Probably won't last too long, but I can always throw some better tubes in that rack as well. The rack's pretty simple to build. All you have to do is get some 2x3 for the size. I used 1x3 for the base. You could use the 2x3 for the base too, it'd just be a little heavier. And then some 1x4 runners. And you just set your tubes on your runner or on your base and measure it out. And it's actually pretty simple. And so ultimately, while I like the racks that I built where I didn't have to cut off the base and it was a little easier just for space and when you're hauling this stuff out to your field, these are so much more compact and so much lighter and easier to carry. So from here on to the future, I'll probably be cutting the bases off of these and just doing it that way. That's it.